I think it's too soon to meet your parents.
Can you respect that? Can you respect that? 앞에 뭐였지?
I'm not comfortable with it. Can you respect?
I'm not comfortable with it. Can you respect that? I'm not comfortable with it. Can you respect that?
I'm not comfortable with it. Can you respect?
Comfortable.
I'm not comfortable with it. Can you
Comfortable.
respect?
Comfortable.
I'm not comfortable with it. Can you
Comfort.
respect?
Comfort.
Comfortable with it. Can you comfortable with it? Can you comfortable with it? Can you respect? Not comfortable with it. Can you respect? Not comfortable with it. Can you respect?
Comfortable. I'm not comfortable with it. 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 전혀 비슷하지가 않은 것 같아.
I'm not comfortable with it. Can you respect?
시작하자마자.
I'm not comfortable with it. Can you respect?
I'm not comfortable with it. Can you respect that? We've been dating for 4 months. Yes. I think it's too soon to meet her parents. We've been dating for 4 months. Yes. I think it's too soon to meet her parents.
You've been dating for 4 months, and I think that's too soon to meet her parents.
That's too soon to meet her parents. We've been dating for 4 months. Yes. I think that's too soon to meet her parents. We've been dating for 4 months. Yes. I think that's too soon to meet her parents. 아니, 숨 쉴 데가 없어.
You've been dating for 4 months, and I think that's too soon to meet her parents.
숨이 들어갈 때도 있고 나갈 때도 있고 그러는구나.
You've been dating for 4 months, and I think that's too soon to meet her parents.
발음하면서 숨을 쉬는 것 같은데. We've been dating for 4 months, and I think that's too soon to meet her parents. We've been dating for 4 months, and I think that's too soon to meet her parents. We've been dating for 4 months, and I think that's too soon to meet her parents.
Laid to rest on a Monday. After the funeral, all the residents of Wisteria Lane came to pay their respect.
And as people do in these situations, they brought food.
Will do in these situations? They brought food.
좋아.
Neighbor, I think she's been shot. There's blood everywhere. Yes.
You got to send an ambulance. You got to send one right now.
You've got to send an ambulance. You've got to send one right now.
You got to send an ambulance. You got to send one right now. You got to send an ambulance. You got to send one right now. 맞았어.
Have the time. But when her doctor announced Lynette was pregnant, her husband Tom had an idea. Why not quit your job?
Why not quit your job? 아, 진짜 쟤만 하면 데스포가 있으면 삭제버리고 싶다 진짜. 쟤는 왜 저럴까? 이상하단 말이야. 쟤 좀만 가만히 이래. 데스포 문제가 뭐야? 문제가 있어. 문제가 없을 것 같은데? 특별히 문제가 없잖아. 잘못 다 똑같이 만들었는데. 정말.
Now I don't know what to do. Everybody starts looking at me.
They were looking at you before. They were looking at you before. They were looking at you before.
They weren't looking at you before?
겁나 썩었어.
Okay, everybody relax. Relax, this is not even a date.
It's just two people going out to dinner and not having sex. It's just two people going out to dinner and not having sex. It's just two people going out to dinner and not having sex.
It's not, it's just two people going out to dinner and not having sex.
It's just two people going out to dinner and not having sex. you and me, just you and me. It's going to be alone, just you and me.
Well, looks like it's gonna be just you and me.
아, 이거를 왜 까먹어? Well, looks like it's going to be just you and me.
Well, looks like it's gonna be just you and me.
Well, looks like 너무 성급하게 아유. Well, looks like 너무 성급하게
Well, looks like it's gonna be just you and me.
looks like it's going to be just you and me. Well, looks like it's going to be just you and me.
Well, looks like it's gonna be just you and me.
Well, looks like it's going to be just you and me. Well, looks like it's going to be just you and me. Well, it's going to be Well, it's going to be Well, it looks like it's going to be just you and me. Well, it looks like it's going to be just you and me. Well, looks like it's going to be just you and me. Well, looks like it's going to be just you and me. Well, looks like it's going to be just you and me. Well, looks like it's going to be just you and me.
And wow, you're not wearing that outfit.
Do you have anything to say to your daughter about her skirt? Do you have anything to say to your? Do you have anything to? Do you have anything to say to your? Do you have anything to say? Anything? Do you have anything? Do you have anything to say to your daughter about her skirt? Do you have anything to say to your daughter about her skirt? Do you have anything to say to your daughter about her skirt?
What's wrong with it? Honey, do you have anything to say to your daughter about her skirt?
Sorry.
Honey, do you have anything to say to your daughter about her skirt? Honey, do you have anything to say to your daughter about her skirt?
Have the time.
Oh,
When her doctor announced Lynette was pregnant, her husband Tom had an idea. Why not quit your job?
뭐나 그쳤죠? 다 먹었어. Why are you guys yelling at us when we're way upstairs? Why are you guys yelling at us when we're way upstairs? Why are you guys yelling at us when we're way upstairs? Why are you guys yelling at us when we're way upstairs? Why are you guys yelling at us when we're way upstairs? When we're way upstairs. Why are you guys yelling at us when we're way upstairs?
Why are you guys yelling at us when we're way upstairs?
Yelling at us when we're way upstairs. Way upstairs. Why are you guys yelling at us? Why are you guys yelling at us? Yelling at us를 천천히 했잖아. Why are you guys yelling at us?
Why are you guys yelling at us when we're way upstairs?
Why does anybody ever have to work late?
They don't. They're usually lying.
They don't. They usually
Guilty. I'm making a dumb decision out of loyalty.
out of loyalty. 어휴. 아, 진짜 환장하겠네. 진짜 장난 까는 거야? 뭐야, 진짜. 진심이야? 정말 믿고 싶지 않아서. 몇 년을 사용했는데 이런 적은 진짜 처음이다, 진짜. 진심으로.
Why does anybody ever have to work late?
They don't. They're usually lying.
They don't, they usually lie.
Guilty. I'm making a dumb decision out of loyalty. You're making a smart one out of ambition.
You make a smart one out of ambition. Out of ambition. You make a smart one out of ambition. Out of ambition. You make a smart one out of ambition. Out of ambition. You make it. 당신은 야심 때문에 또한 결정을 하고 있다. You make 하고 있다라고 하지. 당신은 ambition 때문에 똑똑한 현명한 결정을 하고 있다. 하지만
Guilty. I'm making a dumb decision out of loyalty.
you're making a smart one out of ambition.
You're making a smart one out of ambition.
These guys built a mediocre piece of software that might be worth something someday, and now they live here.
There's money flying over Silicon Valley, but none of it. There's money flying all over. There's money flying over Silicon Valley, but none of it seems to hit us. There's money flying over Silicon Valley, but none of it seems to hit us. There's money flying over Silicon Valley, none of it seems to hit us.
Money flying all over Silicon Valley, but none of it ever seems to hit us.
None of it ever seems to hit us. There's money flying all over Silicon Valley, but none of it ever seems to hit us. There's money flying all over Silicon Valley, but none of it ever seems to hit us.
These guys built a mediocre piece of software that might be worth something someday, and now they live here. Money flying all over Silicon Valley, but none of it ever seems to hit us.
There's money flying all over Silicon Valley, but none of it ever seems to hit us. There's money flying all over Silicon Valley, but none of it ever seems to hit us. There's money flying over Silicon Valley, but none of it ever seems to hit us. There's money flying over Silicon Valley, but none of it ever seems to hit us. There's money flying over Silicon Valley, but none of it ever seems to hit us. 배고픈데?
Quit your job. You better with stay-at-home moms. It would be so much less stressful.
It would be so much less stressful. Kids do better with stay-at-home mom. It will be so much less stressful. It will be so much less stressful. 엄마가 집에 있는 엄마가 전업주부라면 전업주부 엄마라면 애들도 더 잘하겠구나. 잘 자랐나? 늘 배웠나? 더 잘하네. 스트레스도 훨씬 껌말했다. 껌말 끝났으니까.
Quit your job. You better with stay-at-home moms. It would be so much less stressful.
It will be so much stressful. It will be so much stressful. It will be so much less stressful. Less stressful. It will be so much stressful.
Quit your job.
Quit your job.
You better with stay-at-home moms. It would be so much less stressful.
It will be so much less stressful. It will be so much less stressful. It will be so much less stressful. It will be so much less stressful. It will be so much less stressful. It will be so much less stressful. 괜찮은데?
I think it's too soon to meet your parents.
Uncomfortable 앞에가 뭐가 있었지? Can you respect that?
I'm not comfortable with it. Can you respect?
I'm not comfortable. 불편하다가 uncomfortable이니까 그걸로 대체해야 됩니다. 머릿속에서. I'm not comfortable with it. Can you respect that?
Google acquires your company for over $200 million. Look, Dustin Moskovitz, Elon Musk, Eric Schmidt, whatever the fuck the guy's name is who created Photrio.
Whatever the guy's name is.
These These guys built a mediocre piece of software that might be worth something someday, and now they live here.
이 녀석들은 하찮은 프로그램 하나 만들었는데 너무 의외가 있네. 그래서 모르는 만들어서 했는데 지금 여기서 살고 있는 those guys build a mediocre piece of software that might be worth something somewhere, and now they live here. Those guys build a piece of a mediocre software that might be used someday somewhere, and now they live here.
These guys built a mediocre piece of software that might be worth something someday, and now they live here.
Those guys built a mediocre piece of software that might be worth something someday, and now they live here. Those guys built a mediocre piece of software that might be worth something someday, and now they live here. Mediocre piece.
These guys built a mediocre piece of software that might be worth something someday, and now they live here.
Mediocre piece of software. 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 Those guys built a mediocre piece of software. Those guys built a mediocre piece of software. Those guys built a mediocre piece of software that might be worth something someday, and now they live here. Those guys built a mediocre piece of software that might be worth something someday,
Oh
and
God,
now
we've never worked in a place like this before. You're hilarious.
they're hilarious.
And you get the best out of us.
You get the best out of us. Sums it up. Looks like it says sums it up.
I think that pretty much sums it up.
이거 진짜 기억 안 나네. 환장하네 진짜. I think that pretty much sums it up. 고쳤던 것 같은데 기억에. 내 생각에는 이거는 충분한 것 같습니다. 이거는 점수로 아이고야 깜짝 놀란다 진짜. 암키가 이렇게 불안정했었나? 점수로 하지만 좋지 않았다는 거. 16 reviews. 점수로 리뷰가 얼마 안 남았어.
Google acquires your company for over $200 million. Look, Dustin Moskovitz, Elon Musk, Eric.
There's money flying over Silicon Valley, but none of it ever seems to hit us. There's money flying all over Silicon Valley, but none of it ever seems to hit us. There's money flying all over Silicon Valley, but none of it ever seems to hit us.
These guys built a mediocre piece of software that might be worth something someday, and now they live here.
They go, God, we've never worked in a place like this before. You're hilarious. And you get the best out of us.
I think that pretty much sums it up.
I think that pretty much sums it up.
I think that pretty much sums it up. I think that pretty much sums it up. 이거는
I've,
corporate doesn't interfere. Does not interfere at all. Corporate does not interfere at all.
corporate really doesn't interfere with me at all. Jan Levinson Gould.
Corporate really doesn't interfere with me at all. Corporate really doesn't interfere with me at all.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. My mistake.
I was talking to a woman. She has very low voice.
That was a woman I was talking to.
Yes.
She had a very low voice.
There was a woman I was talking to. She had a very low voice. There was a woman I was talking to. She had a very low voice. 뭔가? 가라앉았다? 로우 볼스인데? 아이고. 뭘 하고 있었던 게 여자였군요. 그러면 목소리가 무척 낮았어요. 무척 낮았다. 무슨 여자군요. 그래서
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay.
My mistake.
My mistake. There was a woman I was talking to. She had a very low voice.
That was a woman I was talking to.
I was talking to.
She had a very low voice.
She had a very low voice.
Lynette's life had become so hectic, she was now forced to get her fried chicken from a fast food restaurant.
Fast food restaurant.
So this is my kingdom, far as the eye can see.
So this is my kingdom as far as I can see. Oh, this is our receptionist, Pam.
Ah, this is our receptionist, Pam.
Ah, this is our receptionist, Pam. Ah, this is our receptionist, Pam.
I've been at Dunder Mifflin for 12 years. The last 4 at when I come through here.
Comes through here.
Lynette's life had become so hectic, she was now forced to get her fried chicken from a fast food restaurant.
From a fast food restaurant.
Would have appreciated the irony if she stopped to think about it, but she couldn't. She didn't have the time.
Stop.
You should have seen her a couple of years ago. You should have seen her a couple of years ago. You should have seen her a couple of years ago. You should have seen her a couple of years ago. Wow. You should have seen her a couple of years ago. Wow.
You should have seen her a couple of years ago. You're a gentleman and a scholar.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. My mistake.
Humiliated in front of the entire neighborhood. And, just so you know how serious I am, what?
I'm not going to be humiliated in front of the entire neighborhood. I'm not going to be humiliated in front of the entire neighborhood. 뭐야? 모르겠다. 오늘은 여기까지 하고 20 reviews 좋아. 얼마 안 남았어요 리뷰. 갈 길이 멀구만. 2019. 아이고.